Parshas Toldos. I want to take a look at what seems to be an insignificant give and take between Rivka and her son Yaakov. But when we're maimek in it, when we look deeper into it, we will see there's a very important yesod in hashkafa, a very important fundamental principle about Yiddishkeit. Yitzchok is coming close to his death, and he says to his bachar, to Esav, they should go out, hunt for him, find him something delicious, a delicious fleshik meal, and when he eats that delicious meat that Esav prepares, he will be in his fullness giving Esav the bracha, both from the ruchni and the gashmi, and this is how he wants to give over the bracha to Esav before he dies. Rivka hears this conversation between Yitzchok and Esav, and she realizes that this is the moment she must act. She calls in Yaakov and she tells him, go to where I have my animals that Yitzchok gives me every day, shtei sirim. Take one of the animals, bring it to me, and I will prepare a delicious meal. You'll bring it before your father, Yitzchok, and you'll get the bracha instead of Esav. Rivka seems fully prepared to send her son Yaakov before Yitzchok as Yaakov. No disguise, no pretend that he's really Esav, but go straight. Yaakov comes to his mother and he says, how can I do that? Perhaps my father's going to feel my skin, and my skin is soft, whereas Esav is hairy. He's going to know right away, even though he can't see, he's going to know right away that I'm not really Esav, I'm really Yaakov. And now he's not going to give me the bracha, he's going to give me a klola chas v'shalom. Rivka says, nothing to worry about. I'll take the klola. As the Sfar explains, if there's going to be a klola, it'll be on me. Rivka seems rather cavalier about the whole situation, not too concerned. First of all, she never thought of the disguise in the first place. And second of all, if there's going to be a klola, I'll take it. Yaakov's very concerned. Rivka's not concerned at all. Why not? Rivka loves her son Yaakov. She wants him to get the bracha. Chas v'shalom, she doesn't want to have a klola. Why is she not concerned? When Rivka was pregnant, and as the Chumash relates to us at the beginning of the parsha, that the children were squirming inside of her, kicking to get out. She didn't know what was going on. She went to the yeshivas Beis Shem ve'Ever, and they told her there, there's two nations, two kingdoms inside of you. They're going to fight, they're going to contest each other for power. Rav, Yavud, Tzoyer. The older one is going to serve the younger one, meaning that Esav is going to serve Yaakov, and that Yaakov is going to get the bracha. Rivka knew that Yaakov was going to get the bracha. So the question is very simple. Why didn't Rivka ever tell Yitzchok? When it comes time for him to give the bracha, he'll give it straight to Yaakov. The nevuah is that Yaakov's going to get it. As the Ramban says, how in the world, if Yitzchok knew about this nevuah, how could he not give the bracha to Yaakov? Must be he doesn't know, because Rivka never told him. Why not? Why didn't she tell him? Says the Ramban, initially she didn't tell him because she never asked ruse from Yitzchok to go to the yeshiva to get the answer, and would have been too embarrassed to tell him. Or she thought that if she has a nevuah and Yitzchok is a bigger novi than she is, then certainly Yitzchok must have the nevuah also. Okay, that explains why she didn't tell him then. What about now? Now b'shas ma'isa comes the bracha. Why didn't she go to Yitzchok and tell him, I had this nevuah before the children were born, and you should know, even though you love Esav, but l'maisa you need to give the bracha to Yaakov because that's the nevuah. Says the Ramban, she decided that she's going to leave it up to Hashgacha. Meis Hashem, v'lo levad nischav lilos. Whatever's going to be, Hashem's going to decide. Hashem is determined that Yaakov's going to get the bracha. It seems clear at this point, certainly, that Esav is getting the bracha. He's out hunting right now. It's going to be a matter of time before he comes before his father to get the bracha. Rivka just drew back and said, the nevuah is such. That's what's going to happen. How? I don't know. I don't know how the shkoch is going to be fulfilled. So we need to ask ourselves a question. If that's so, if Rivka was relying solely on the hashkocha, so then why did she consent to Yaakov to dress him up like Esav, to put on the skins? If it's hashkocha, it's hashkocha. And let Yaakov go like she was going to send him initially. Let him go as Yaakov, and whatever's going to happen is going to happen. It's going to happen anyway. So why should she consent to Yaakov's suggestion that he should get dressed up? He's scared. He's going to get a klala. Must be that Rivka was doing this solely for Yaakov's sake. In other words, Yaakov didn't know about the bracha. He didn't know about the nevuah. Since he didn't know about the nevuah, he thought that Esav's going to get the bracha, and therefore I must show up as Esav. Rivka knew that you're going to get the bracha. Why is she doing this? Because Yaakov is scared, and she wants to take care of her son. Not unlike that we find later on in the parsha, that after the brachas are given, and Esav is angry, he's out of control, and he's ready to kill his brother. He's going to kill his brother. That's what he said. So what happens? And he said, believe, he said in his heart, after I'm going to kill him. So what happens? This was told to Rivka, that Esav's going to kill her son Yaakov. So she says, calls him in, and she says, Esav is going to kill you, and now go run to love my brother. What should you do? Stay there a short time, until he calms down, until his anger is quelled. Until he forgets what you did. Well, let's think about this. Esav is out of control. He's lost the bracha. As far as he's concerned, he's finished. He's finished. What he had coming to him to have all the brachas that are coming from Yitzchok, coming mamish from the Rebbeinu Shalom, he's done. He's going to forget about this? He's going to get over his anger in a short amount of time? What's Rivka talking about? Must be that she knew it's not going to happen so quickly, but she has to esuej Yaakov, her son. Make him feel better. He shouldn't be so scared. So you see that Rivka, his mother, is going out of her way to take care of her son Yaakov. It could be over here as well. Even though she knows that Yaakov is going to get the bracha, and he could get the bracha walking there as Yaakov. But she's concerned because Yaakov's concerned. So therefore she's doing this for Yaakov's sake. And this could be why she consented to disguise her son Yaakov. However, if we look at Targum, we can't say this pshat. Because when she said to Yaakov, when Yaakov said to his mother, I can't go in as myself because my father's going to think I'm trying to trick him. So Rivka said back, so Pashup Pshat is, I will get the klala. Don't worry about it. If there's a klala, I'll get it. Says the Targum something very different. Says the Targum, Ameris le ime, Allah yisar b'nevuah de lo yesu levacha Allah bri. I have a nevuah that you're not going to get a klala. In other words, right now, Rivka is telling over to Yaakov, there's not going to be a klala. Don't worry about it. So what do we see? At this point, there's only one person who doesn't know about the nevuah, and that's Yitzchok. Rivka was told it directly, and now Rivka told Yaakov. So if Rivka told Yaakov, and Yaakov knows, what's the problem? Just like Rivka is willing to send him in as Yaakov, then Yaakov himself should go in as Yaakov. No problems at all. Why does Yaakov want to dress up like Esav? So Chazal tell us, Ein somchen al hanes. What does that mean? It means that when a person's in a situation, it looks bleak, and the only thing that's going to help him is a nes, he can't say, well, I'm not going to even try to do anything about it. I'm not going to attempt a shtadlus. No, Ein somchen al hanes, even though it's going to take a nes, but I have to make a shtadlus anyway. It could be that Yaakov held like this. Yaakov held that even though I know I'm going to get the bracha, that's the nevuah, and I know it, but I know my father loves Esav seemingly more than he loves me. And he wants to give the bracha to Esav. So for me to go in his Yaakov, it's not going to be a nace for him to give me the bracha. Says Yaakov, ain't some nace. I have to go ahead, even though it's going to be in the nevuah of Mekuyim either way. But I have to go in seeming to be Esav, because in that way, I won't be soymech on that nace. Sounds like a good cheshbon. So what does Rivka say? Rivka says no. Rivka says, as far as I'm concerned, you can go in his Yaakov. For you, in Somcha Nes, okay, I'll acquiesce to your request. What does Rivka hold? What did Rivka hold from the beginning? Because she knew about the nevuah from the beginning before the conversation began. She said like this: in Somcha Nes is when I don't know the outcome. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm unsure. So to go ahead and rely upon a nace without making a shtadlus, Chazal say no, you have to make a shtadlus anyway, even though it's going to take a nace, even though the only way it could be is through a nace. Rivka said, that's only when I don't know the outcome. But if I know the outcome, I know b'nevuah that you're going to get the bracha Yaakov. I have no safek. How's it going to happen? Certainly looks like Esav's going to get the bracha right now. I don't know. The Rebbeinu Shalom has many ways. He has many ways to give you the bracha Yaakov. I have no idea. But that's what's going to happen. Therefore, there's no reason to make ishtablis here, because it's guaranteed. If it was a nace, I have to make ishtablis in Somcha Nes. But if it's guaranteed, it's a nevuah, then all I have to do is sit back and watch the Rebbeinu Shalom fear the vel. We're in a matzav right now where the situation looks bleak for Klal Yisrael. In Eretz Yisrael, unfortunately, in countries around the world, what's going to be? We see societies disintegrating in front of our eyes. Economies under tremendous challenges. We know one thing. Below b'nevuah, there's going to be a Gula Shlema. We know through Chazal, telling us Torah Shal Peh, there's going to be a Gula Shlema, there's going to be Mashiach. The Rebbeinu Shalom is whatever the situation looks like, there's going to be the Gula. Just like Rivka knew that whatever the situation looks like, it seems that Esav is going to get the bracha right now. The Rebbeinu Shalom is going to make it work. He's going to give Yaakov the bracha in the end. How? I don't know. How are things going to work out? It's going to be a gula? I don't know. But since we have nevuah, we have vados with certainty, one thing we know is the Rebbeinu Shalom is going to make it happen. We can be confident, we can be relaxed, and we can draw ourselves closer.